Awesome.
Excellent.
Happy
We figured maybe,
why not?
Just maybe,
sure.
To introduce this next guest, we thought that it would be appropriate to sing you a song to warm up the guitar and the microphones and just make sure everything's working.
Hi, Jason.
Hi, buddy. How you doing?
Hi, everybody.
We're gonna make Richard sing too. I'm here.
How's everybody doing?
Good, buddy. Thanks for asking.
Thanks. I actually wasn't asking.
Come on.
Hey, random question for you guys. Was it high def last year?
No, I do not remember it being high def.
It's crisp this year up there.
Oh, the imaging?
Yeah.
Ooh. A little too unforgiving. I'll put my Angela Lansbury lens on there.
Sing along if you know it, feel free.
If you know it. If you don't, if you're like Tom and you don't.
Heading down south to the land of the pound, thumbing my way into North Carolina. Staying up the road, pray to God I see headlights. Well, I made it down the coast in 17 hours, picking me a bouquet of dogwood flowers, hoping for Raleigh I could see my baby tonight. Rock me, mama, like a wagon wheel. Rock me, mama, any way you feel. Hey, mama, rock me. Rock me, mama, like the wind and the rain. Rock me, mama, like a southbound train. Hey, mama, rock me.
Running from the cold up in New England. I was born, baby, up in London, an old time string band. My baby plays the guitar, I pick a banjo now. Oh, the North County winners keep forgetting me now. Lost my money playing poker, but I had to believe. But I ain't turning back, living that old life no more.
Rock me, mama, like a wagon wheel. Rock me, mama, any way you feel. Hey, mama, rock me. Rock me, mama, like the wind and the rain. Rock me, mama, like a southbound train. Hey, mama, rock me. Heading to the south, out of Roanoke, caught a trucker out of Philly, had a nice long tow. He's heading west from the Cumberland Rapids to Johnson City, Tennessee. Well, I gotta get him move up fit for the sun. I hear my baby call my name and then I know that she's the only one. If I die right, at least I will die free. Yeah, rock me, mama, like a wagon wheel. Rock me, mama, any way you feel. Hey, mama, rock me. Rock me, mama, like the wind and the rain. Rock me, mama, like a southbound train. Hey, mama, rock me. Rock me, mama, like a wagon wheel. Rock me, mama, any way you feel. Hey, mama, rock me. Rock me, mama, like the wind and the rain. Rock me, mama, like a southbound train. Hey, mama, rock me. Hey, mama, rock me.
That, by the way, that was Quattro Formaggio minus one of the cheeses. So.
That was a Quattro Tre.
Yeah, it was.
Quattro Tre.
It was a warm up
Yeah.
for Monday night's Quattro Formaggio.
I don't know if you guys heard, there's going to be a Quattro Formaggio reunion concert on Monday night.
Yeah, we're very excited.
Yeah.
We're gonna play all of our song.
That is a 4-part harmony in the chorus. So we were missing one.
One of these. We were missing Roquefort.
Thank you. You do a cover of that song, don't you?
Oh yeah. Who originated that song?
I'm not sure. The one we just sang?
No.
The one that
They're
was just
raining,
on
it's
the-
raining men?
I don't know.
I think that was the original.
The Vanga Boys.
Weather Girls.
Weather Girls,
You
right?
mean? You got it?
Am I supposed to play something?
I don't know.
We just figured they would ask you to, so.
Well, you're a musician. You know, that's
Wait, let me spin the wheel.
Oh yes.
Oh, sing.
You have to sing while taming a snake.
Yeah.
Oh man. What song should we do?
Bohemian Rhapsody.
I don't know what song did we do something last year?
We did. We started where we should have ended. So yesterday when we did the very first time on stage, we introduced everyone. All of the guests came out stage, and we sang Hallelujah, and everyone sang a verse.
Oh wow.
We started there, which was a bad idea.
That's a
Yeah.
yeah. Well, we can only go up.
Only go up.
Well, you only did 4 of the 6, though.
Yeah.
That's true. We could sing little-known verses 4 and 6, which most people don't know the lyrics to.
Me.
It's still one more than you and I did the other day.
That's true.
When I forgot a verse.
We sang that song in England, and Rob and I have been playing that song for a long time. And I sing a verse, and he sings a verse. I sing a verse, he sings a verse. Then we do the grand finale. So we just 4 verses. I sang a verse, he sang a verse, I sang a verse, and then he launched into the ending.
I forgot where I was for a second. I was just up in the heavens, singing Hallelujah to myself.
Good place to sing it.
Yeah. I don't know. What do you know that we all know?
Question. I can follow if you call something out that's simple enough on the chords. I can probably.
How well do you know Bohemian Rhapsody?
Steal my suggestion, Jason.
Are you serious? I mean, I know that song really well. I sing it best with the karaoke lyrics on the.
Maybe we'll just throw in some help behind. Maybe, I don't know.
Do anyone have a capo?
No.
I don't need it, but it would be better if we had it.
Oh yeah.
I don't. In the green room, I
Someone
do.
find Tom.
Yeah.
Where's Tom?
I don't. But I could do it in a lower key, maybe, without the capo. Because otherwise, I don't really know how to do it. Because you gotta play it in C.
What does that sound like then?
It's like. I guess it would be like. Like that.
Don't you love when he just plays and then he knows which one and how? Whereas I like strum it and I'm like, that's wrong.
But it's
and I
not-
have to do the bum 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 bum
Yeah, exactly. That's what
bum 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 bum. He just
Well, I went ahead and just played it out of tune.
while he's playing it, he's like tuning it and singing.
You're a professional. Let me see what he's doing.
Dr. Rob. I'd go to you as a doctor.
Yeah, maybe you start it out and then we'll join in.
Join in for the chorus.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever done it in this key, but let's see if I can pull it off. Okay, we'll give it a shot. It just feels so wrong.
I'm not gonna tell the joke I want to
It already sounds good to me.
Yeah.
I know there's a way to do this, but I haven't ever played in this key, so I'm so confused.
Oh, look at Liz. Who's surprised that Liz has a capo?
Liz Mattson, everybody. Thank you, Liz.
Thank you, Liz.
Awesome.
Okay, this will be good. This will be so much easier now.
Yeah.
Okay.
There it is. I have no idea what I'm doing. I'm just gonna.
Me either.
Okay, there we go.
Yeah.
There's some seats down here.
can't be right. This has got to be in tune.
That's good, that's good.
That's good. Okay, we'll start there. Mama just killed a man, put a gun against his head, pulled my trigger, now he's dead. Mama, life had just begun, and I've gone and thrown it all away. Mama, didn't mean to make you cry. If I'm not back again this time tomorrow, carry on, as if nothing really matters. Too late, my time has come. Send shivers down my spine, body's aching all the time. Goodbye, everybody. I've got to go. I've got to leave you behind and face the truth. Mama, I don't wanna die. Sometimes I wish I'd never been born at all. Carry on, as if nothing really matters. Anyway, the wind
That was amazing. That was fucking amazing.
Thank you.
I'm a little disappointed because I was already with my Scott and Moosh. Would you do the Fandango? No, it's okay. I'm kidding. But Jason was like, should we go? We should go, right? Should we go? We should go, right? And I was like, no, I'm going to wait this out.
I've never played the rest of it, but we.
I don't even know how you do that. That was amazing. That was awesome.
Yeah, he has no idea how to do it.
I don't know. It's somewhere in that ballpark. That's not really good.
Man, I liked you a lot. Now I'm in love with you. That was awesome. That was, honestly, that was one of the best things I've heard in a long time. I should probably go. I think this is your panel. And I'm just here at a front row seat.
Maybe we should do some actual questions though. Like
I mean, I think this is the
if
Reeve.
I knew more, is it already mine? Okay, because yesterday it was supposed to be Tom's, and then they just let me stay. So I'd be happy for you to stay.
Oh, I appreciate that. I think I'm going to be back later.
Okay.
Yeah. And I'm here all weekend if you... Reeve Carney, everyone.
Sip of apple juice. Do you have any questions for me, or what do you think? I mean, I'd be happy to play something else, or answer questions, or whatever. Because I will be playing more tonight. Oh, good. Yes, over there.
So my question would be, if you could like have dinner with anyone, dead or alive, who would it be and what would you like to know of that person?
Wow, that's such a hard question. Aren't there so many people? The first person that came to mind was Jimi Hendrix, but I don't know. I mean, that's I definitely would love to have dinner with Jimi Hendrix, but so many people. I mean, Marilyn Monroe. I don't know. Like, probably,
What would you ask Marilyn Monroe?
what would I ask her? Are the rumors true? I don't know.
Chuck Berry.
So, Chuck Berry. Man, it's good. Over there, yes.
Hi. So according to IMDb, you are working on or you have an upcoming project where you play Jeff Buckley.
Yes.
Is there anything you can tell us about that?
The only thing I have read the newest script, which is amazing, and so it looks as though they're going to be trying to film it this summer, I think, which I hope is true. Obviously, in Hollywood and the filmmaking business, there are always potential delays because of people's schedules, or maybe someone's not happy with, they want to improve a script, or they have to find the right people to cast in the film. So I'm not exactly sure if that will definitively happen, but the plan is to make it this summer. Did you guys know who Jeff Buckley is? Because he's the one who sort of made Leonard Cohen's song Hallelujah even more famous. That's really his version that we sort of play here. And over here, yes.
Hi. My question is, at which age did you start to sing, and what started your passion for it?
Oh yeah, I've been singing a little bit since I was probably 4 years old, just for fun. And then I stopped singing probably around the age of 13 when I was more focused on playing baseball and stuff like that. But and guitar. I was very focused on guitar, but not singing. But I started singing again just so that I could front a band. I started playing in blues clubs when I was in high school. And a lot of the older, more experienced players would say to me, well, if you want to, if you want to lead your own band, you have to become a singer. And so I said, okay, I guess I'll try. And so around 16, I started singing more seriously. But then when I was around 21, I started taking vocal lessons, which really helped. So yeah, I started taking it very seriously as its own instrument around the age of 22, probably.
Thank you, you're amazing.
Thank you. Thanks so much. Over here.
Hi. I already asked you yesterday about maybe making a concert or two in Europe. You told me you were going to be in London for a few months.
I will.
So is there any chance you can maybe do something?
When I'm in London, can I do other European concerts?
Yeah.
That's my hope. My hope is that I can find a place, and Jason told me he would help me. Yeah, he told me he'd help me to find places to play, which would be really amazing. I'd love to play in Germany, but
Spain?
I'd love to play in Spain. I'm actually, not a lot of people know this about me, but have you guys ever heard of the term dark Irish? Yeah, so I'm technically dark Irish, which mainly I guess, but it's part Spanish, so I actually am part Spanish, but it's from a long time ago, but yeah. So I've never been to Spain though.
Oh, you should come.
Oh yeah, I'd like to go.
I like it.
And if you're going to be in London, I'm doing a show at the National Theatre called Hadestown. So if you are able to make it over there during that time, so I think the first performance is in November, and we'll run it through the end of January. And I'm hoping to do more concerts during that time as well.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you. Krista over here.
You said you were playing in blues clubs when you were in high school.
Yes.
Did you see anything behind the scenes where you were like, holy crap, what am I getting myself into?
I think I saw a lot of guys drinking a lot of apple juice. But I didn't know what it was back then, so I was like, okay. But nothing really that crazy. One guy, I don't know, there were some times when people, you could tell that they were into some interesting things, and thankfully I had my mom with me because I wasn't even allowed in the club. I was 14, so they wouldn't let me in there by myself. But it was really helpful to have her there because otherwise, who knows? I mean, peer pressure and I don't know.
Coke off the toilet.
For her to be terrible. Yeah. Any other questions? I think maybe not. What do you think?
Another song?
Another song? Yeah. Do you have any requests? Because I know some people have had requests. That maybe I could. There she goes. Oh, I wonder if I can do that on the guitar. Because normally I play it on piano. Let me think. I might be able to pull it off. Do we have any singers in the house that can sing along background vocals? I'll give it a shot. But I think I need more apple juice first. Bring it over just in case.
Don't love that.
Okay. I hope I can pull this off well. That part. That's it. That should be enough to if I know that. Sorry, I don't normally play it on the piano, so I just have to make sure I know what is happening here. Okay, this will be good enough. So, this song, I actually brought some of you have kindly bought this at the table, but I have my original demos with me that I reprinted, and this is the song, I wrote this song when I was 21, and I remember thinking, oh, I don't know, I thought it sounded too pop for my taste, but I don't think that anymore at all, and in fact it's quite jazzy, but yeah, I have my original demos of that, and it's fun to listen back to those. It's because I've had different versions of this song, but so here's the one. This is the one you maybe heard on Youth is Wasted is probably where you heard it. Okay, let's give it a shot. There she goes once again. She's the kind of girl who drive a poor boy insane. As she strolls down the lane, every word prepared eludes my heart can't explain. Or maybe this time I'll be brave and tell her how I feel. Ooh, there she goes. You know, I think it's time I let her know. Ooh, there she goes. I don't think I can wait another day. So in line, so it seems that the piece she's got could make my puzzle complete. So in love, so serene, if she'd only see the man for her I could be. Well, I don't care what cynics say, I'm going to make her mine. Ooh, there she goes. You know, I think it's time I let her know. Ooh, there she goes. I don't think I can wait another day. Something about the look in her eyes, I'll give her anything, anytime. Oh, that's right. Don't you know that you have her in my arms? I want
coming home. Oh, there she goes. You know, I think it's time I let her know. Oh, there she goes. I don't think I can wait another day. Ooh, there she goes. Ooh, there she goes. I don't think I can wait another day. Thank you. You know, someone actually requested something earlier. Maybe I'll do that one too, because it's kind of fun. If I have time. Do I have time? I can't. Yeah? Okay. If you want, I'll do. Someone asked me for this. Do you know this? Yeah. Whatever Lola wants, Lola gets. And little man, little Lola wants you. Make up your mind to have no regrets. Recline yourself, resign yourself, you're through. She always gets what she aims for, and your heart and soul is what she came for. Whatever Lola wants, Lola gets. Take off your coat, don't you know you can't win? You're no exception to the rule. She's irresistible, you fool. Give in. She always gets what she aims for, and your heart and soul is what she came for. Whatever Lola wants, Lola gets. Take off your coat, don't you know you can't win? You're no exception to the rule. She's irresistible, you fool. Give in, you'll never win. 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 Thank you. I'd like to think that's the sort of song that would have gotten Dorian Gray his start in the life of debauchery. I don't know what else to do, but I'm here to do whatever you want, within reason.
I have another question.
Yes.
So when you write your songs, does it usually start with a melody or with a text?
Oh, usually I start with melody, actually. That's a good question. Yeah, I've only written one song in which the text came first. It's almost always the melody and the chords, and then I fit the words to match kind of the sounds that I'm hearing in my head. But I have one song called Looking Glass, and that song I wrote the lyrics to first. It's the only one so far.
Okay, well, thanks.
Yeah. Any other questions?
Just staring at you.
There was another request, but I don't know if I can play it right now. I think I have to practice it before tonight because I don't really remember it, so I will play it tonight. But I don't remember it right now. Do you guys know a song of mine called New For You? Someone requested that, but it was you, Jamie, that's right. But I have to practice it. I have to remember the chords because I really have no clue. And I think, are they online? That's good. Wow. Should I spin the wheel, or do you think maybe?
If you want.
Yeah, we'll see. If it tells me to drink, you'll know this thing is rigged.
No, we won't. We'll know that you stopped it on that one. Put this on the mark.
The mystery bag. Stand up for this one, maybe. Okay. Oh, that's actually really nice, but I'm not sure what I should do with this, because if I put them in my ears, then no one's gonna want them. Should this, well, maybe you will, I don't know, but I wouldn't particularly want used headphones, used earbuds. I don't know what I should do with it. I mean,
Give them to someone, I think.
probably, right?
That's
Should
what
I,
they said. Yeah.
and so who do I give them to throw them? Okay, you guys be careful, I'm gonna throw these. But
No, it's.
I'm gonna do it like a bouquet style. Okay, good. What else should I do? I don't even know how much time I have. Sing? Okay. I'm wondering if there's a particular song.
One of yours.
Looking Glass? Yeah. Don't Stop. I don't know that song, but I can. Oh, Looking Glass. I know. Someone said "Don't Stop Believing." I don't know that one, but I could do the song "Looking Glass" if you want to hear it. Yeah. I was really inspired. Do you guys know the album "Come Away with Me" by Norah Jones? I heard that album when it first came out, and I was obsessed with it. And I wrote this song sort of after being inspired by that album. Okay. Hope you like it. He's proud of what he's done, of whom he's become, too proud to care. He stares into his own eyes, still don't recognize he's alone again, hanging around like the nose on a clown. He's ashamed to be found in the state he's in. Oh, how he longs to believe he'll be strong long after he's gone away. You're fading far too fast, faster than December. Faithful words
much about the things I do until I'm through. Like a little dog lapping at the floor. So my life goes the way it did before. Lord, my oh my, what a shame to deny everything that's in line with your ways. I'm listening, but my heart's next to kin with that same deceiver of old. You're fading far too fast, faster than December. Faithful looking glass, help me to remember. Help me turn away, 'cause I'll be here to stay unless I find my way to remember. Thank you. You guys are an awesome audience, as you know. Thank you. I don't know if there's anything else that I should. I don't even know. Because I don't. Should I do more songs? Oh, this question. There you go.
Hi.
Hey.
So this morning, Manu talked a lot about his time on Spartacus and the nudity scenes.
Oh yeah, those scenes.
Yes.
The nudity scenes.
Torrance talked a little bit about the tutors and that being a little sex heavy as well. And you did Penny Dreadful.
Oh yeah, I never had any sex scenes on that show.
Very nude scenes. And I guess I was just wondering, I mean, what's it like? And on set, what?
I think one thing that's nice, I mean, it makes you more comfortable with acting in general. If you have to do a nude scene, if you can pull that off, if you can act while you have no clothes on, I feel like it makes acting with clothes on a lot easier. So I think we're really lucky, the actors that get to do the nude scenes, in the sense that it makes it easier for us to do the scenes with our clothes on, because it's really scary. It's not very it's very uncomfortable. Obviously, you know, it can be uncomfortable just in general. Like, most of us wear clothes because it's more comfortable to wear clothing than to not have clothes. So then when you have to do a scene like that, it's not the most comfortable thing in the world. But if you can get through that, then it makes all the scenes where you're wearing beautiful costumes that much easier. I think the main thing is you want to be able to have a conversation with the person beforehand. I mean, especially like, I grew up being, raised with manners and to treat women with respect, and just people with respect in general. But with all the things going on, especially today with the Me Too movement and everything, you want to make sure you're being respectful and careful when you do scenes like that, to not make anyone think that you're trying to be inappropriate, because it's uncomfortable for both people, maybe even more so for the women. So for that reason, I think it's just good to have conversations beforehand about it, and also to treat it like, as Ava Green says, and I agree with her, she says, you know, it should be like choreography. I agree, because it's uncomfortable if you don't know what someone's going to do, because then you think, why are they doing this? Are they trying to take me out on a date after the scene ends, or like, that's the thing. So you don't want anyone to think that. So it's good to like talk about it before, and also to have a laugh about it is good. Whether it's with the guys or the girls, because I've obviously had scenes with both. So. Yeah. Good question. I like that.
Thank you.
Over here again.
Related to that, do you have any good or funny stories? Maybe not even while that was happening, but like at one point you had blood coughed on you during a sex scene.
Oh yeah.
So you're like, oh, up the nose.
That's right, I did. I've had, yeah, and
Or
Dorian
like-
really liked that.
You know, anything
Well,
random that you couldn't.
Well, generally speaking, thankfully, when you do those scenes, they will allow you to wear something. I don't know exactly what to call it.
Cocksock.
One of those things. And so, I mean, you want to make sure that doesn't fall off. And sometimes when these scenes get particularly, how should I say, vigorous or athletic, there's a chance that might, you know, fly across the room or something. And you don't really want that to happen. So that's one thing to me. I think that didn't happen to me, but I think I've heard that on our show that did happen. But with someone. A rubber band. That'd be uncomfortable. All right, over here.
What was your first live concert you've seen when you were young?
Oh, that's a good question. Well, I did see probably my first live concert, besides my parents, because my parents are both musicians. So I got to see them perform a lot when I was a child. But I think Peter, Paul, and Mary. Do you know Peter, Paul, and Mary? Yeah. I saw them because Mary actually went to my elementary school in New York City, and so she came over to do concerts occasionally at the school. And so I got to see Peter, Paul, and Mary, and a guy named Harry Chapin. Have you heard of Harry Chapin? Folk singer. So I got to see them quite a bit as a child, and who else? My first rock concert, though, was at Irving Plaza in New York City, and technically the first person I saw in a rock and roll setting was Duncan Sheik, because he was opening for Jewel. So I went to the Jewel concert in like 1995 and saw her. Yeah, that was probably the first one.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Any more?
Hi.
Oh, I see. Oh, yeah, there you go.
I was hiding behind the car.
Oh, yeah.
Oh no, there's people now, so I was going to say I've got two questions if it's all right.
You were hiding well, I didn't see you there at all.
Oh, I'm in black as well, so that helps. Okay, so I wanted to ask, did you actually get to keep any of the beautiful costumes or props from Penny Dreadful?
I did. I told Gabriella, our amazing costume designer, that I'd like to... Do you remember the end of season 2, Penny Dreadful, the scene where Lily and Dorian are confronted by Dr. Victor Frankenstein, played by Harry Treadaway, and he shoots both of us, and we start dancing in blood kind of waltz. So I told Gabriella that I would love to wear that tuxedo at my wedding, which, I mean, I have no wedding plans, but I'm just saying, I just wanted to keep it for one day, and hopefully I can still fit into it when that day, you know, hopefully finally comes. But, yeah, or maybe you don't want that to happen yet, but I don't know. But no, I mean, yeah, either way. But I was saying that I would like to wear that, but I don't know if I would, because I think maybe, I don't know if a woman would like for their groom to be dressed in white as well, so I don't know, but I do have that costume. They gave me one of those, which is amazing.
Thank you.
Yeah.
You didn't keep a cocksock.
I didn't keep those things.
You made him blush.
All right, over here.
I was wondering if you've ever received a piece of advice from a family member or a friend, or someone you've worked with when you first started in the industry that you still carry with you today?
Yeah, someone asked me that question the other day, and I have a dear friend who's an amazing musician, blues guitar player and singer named Coco Montoya. he gave me the advice. I bet most of you don't know who this person is, but there's a blues guitarist that I love named Albert Collins. And he was big in the 80s around the time of Stevie Ray Vaughan, who you may know him, possibly, maybe not, but... and so Albert Collins told my friend Coco Montoya, he gave him the advice of take your time, son, which I think is very good advice. I don't like to rush with anything. You know, I like to take my time, so I think that's some good advice I've kept.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome, no problem.
Hi. My question is more around, so like in terms of what you sing and what you listen to, has there been any musical genres that you've kind of listened to later on, as you've gotten older, that you kind of thought actually maybe before you weren't as interested and you thought, okay, this might not be something that I'll enjoy, but now you actually do quite enjoy listening to?
Yeah, that's a good question. I'd like to think that I've always enjoyed a pretty wide range of musical styles, everything from the stuff that was on the radio when I was a kid, and obviously blues and jazz and folk music, a lot of stuff from the 60s and 70s and the 50s and even earlier than that, but I like all that, but I think probably the style that I have grown to like more that I didn't necessarily like when I was younger is certain genres of electronic music. It's actually a really cool person named Vladimir Usichevsky, who was like one of the early electronic music pioneers, and maybe that's what opened my mind to it being a cool thing, because I don't know, I love the idea of someone playing a real instrument, and I just like that. So I never got into electronic music until much more recently. But no, I like certain things. Yeah.
Thank you.
No problem. Maybe you have another question? Oh yeah. All right.
Hi. I'm actually a bit curious about your fashion style.
Yeah. What do you want to know?
Because it's very particular. Do you have an influence from like a particular time period, like vintage style? It's very niche, and I don't know how to describe it, but I'd just like to know where you actually derived your style and dress code and influence from, because it's very it's like a feast for the eye as well. It just fits with everything that you kind of represent, but I'm also curious where you actually get the
Thank you.
inspiration or influence.
I love
from.
your dress, by the way. I was going to tell you that earlier.
Thank you.
You're welcome. But I grew up in a very artistic family that encouraged us to wear whatever we kind of want. And when we were kids, our mom used to dress us in like only Japanese clothing, which is kind of interesting because we lived in New York, but like for years we only wore Japanese clothing, and like the only American stuff we would wear would be like rhinestone-studded denim jackets and like really like out there stuff. So maybe that's part of how I got to that point. But I think I love vintage clothing. Most of the stuff that I end up buying is, well, not most, I mean, I like to mix old and new, but I think I'm really attracted to vintage working wear, like guys working on the railroad track like in the 1930s kind of thing, or someone working in a factory in the 1890s, because if you think about the way that the working class used to dress, it was so upscale by today's standards, don't you think? So I'm really drawn to that, and I like to wear something that I can, I honestly I like to wear clothes. Today's a little bit different than that because I knew we were taking the photos and stuff, so I wanted to try to look a little bit, maybe. But most of the time I'll wear something that I can I try to wear something that I can maybe paint a house in the day with, and then go out to like a fancy restaurant at night with. I like it to be very versatile, like that you can. That's probably why I love suspenders so much, because I feel like they spice up an outfit. Like, I know there are clubs in Los Angeles where if you're wearing like a t-shirt, you can't get in, but if I'm wearing suspenders and a t-shirt, they think, oh, this guy's just weird. Like, come on in. So yeah.
Yeah, because it looks very, has a bit of steampunk influence.
Oh yeah, I didn't know what steampunk was until people told me that I looked like I was from a steampunk. But now I agree, I see what they mean. It's funny.
Thank you.
You're welcome, no problem. So I guess that's it for